Hey everybody, back again with another blindfold battles. Jan Ludvig Hammer stopped running away from me. You know he's been avoiding me. I don't know. You make of it what you will. I didn't call him out or say that I was going to beat him. I probably did, and we all know I'm a massive underdog. So let's stop the fooling around. A little bit of an improved setup here. The blindfold board is now right above me, so that you guys can see the full action and big screen. I'm going to close out of all that, focus in on my blindfold board, try not to lose too badly, and get the show on the road. This is such good training, and I love playing Jan Ludvig because he's the true Norwegian beast, you know? He really is. He is the true Norwegian beast. Not taking anything away against from Magnus, all right? But Jan Ludvig is... he's on TV. He's got like 1 million Twitter followers. He's big time. So the fact that he, still even makes time for me because we've known each other for years. We first met. I sound like I'm telling a love story. Jan Ludvig and I first met. It was a cold Texas night at the Spice Cup 2009, I believe. All right, so let's play E4. I got to really focus here. All right, he says he's ready to go on Skype. No, he's really a really nice guy, always makes time for me. We have the French getting started. Oh, I forgot to add the notation. You guys all love the notation, so I'm going to add that because I believe it improves the experience. I'm losing time right now, but I'm going to add the notation here so that we can all follow along. So we have a French. I guess I'm going to play the line that I play normally in tournaments. The best way to get the most out of this is to practice positions where you're familiar with the patterns, so hopefully you can push your own limitations and understanding of the position. So he plays the G takes F6 line. This is all regular stuff, regular theory. And that's a regular dog barking in the background. Might have to get my regular discipline of that dog on later. It's not my dog, it's the office dog. What? There's an office dog? Yeah, there's an office dog here. It's weird. Don't make me talk about it. Okay. So we have a regular French. He's considering now between like B6 as a move and C6 as a move, knight to D7 immediately. Okay, A6 is also a move, and on A6, there's multiple lines again. Bishop to C4 is still a possibility, I think. Even on A6, he plays B5. I play Bishop B3. I'm going to go for those lines. I think that A6 has a number of things you can do, and including sometimes you can go for like a G3 setup. Okay, so he plays F5, which is typical. So now I have to move my knight from E4. So I move a knight to E4. G3 is a square that seems natural because you've come from the other side, so why go back and block your C pawn? And I think that's all. This is all still theory, but the knight on G3 is just never my favorite piece, right? Every Russian schoolboy knows that that's not ideal. So he plays Bishop B7, and of course the idea is that the bishop on that diagonal hits the knight on F3, which of course maybe weakens the D pawn at some point, but I'm just going to play Queen E2. He's not really threatening to take on F3 or anything yet. This is all pretty straightforward business here. I expect to see knight to D7 now. And do I want to castle long, castle short? How I want to do it? I'm probably going to castle long. I'd really like to organize D5 at some point. D5 is a way you undermine the E6 pawn, and then maybe F5 becomes weak. One of the fun things about having the queen on E2 is sometimes there's tactics on the E file. There's some crazy line. I won a game in this line. It was a while, but it's not this line where you sack a piece. You sack like a knight on F5 and have the queen on E2, but it's not an idea really in this line because black has been more aggressive with F5, taking the knight from E4. So my setup, if I get it, I'm going to castle long, put the rooks on E1 and D1. I'd like to push D5. He wants to play knight D7, knight to B6. One of the things I'm going to just make a hugely conscious effort about. Okay, now he moves finally. I was going to say, I was just checking my Skype to see if he You know, he's fine. Checking my Skype to see if there are any problems because he's taking a lot of time. Because I was just going to say one of the things I'm proud of myself about, and that I'm going to make a big effort about, is to play faster. I'm gonna put the pressure on the hammer. I'm gonna put pressure on hammer to play fast in these blindfold battles, and see if I can't make things a mess. I wonder if I should take on e6 now. Takes, queen takes, then put the rook on e1 and just go to town, right? Go to town and try to it's totally a practical decision based on the fact that I might get him to blunder and be under time pressure. Let's do it. Let's do something fancy and nasty. He's going to take, and I've already pre-moved capturing back. I'm going to bring the rook to e1. I'm threatening to play knight takes f5 as well. I really like this all of a sudden. Why isn't this a regular line? c6 didn't seem like the right theory for black. He has knight f8 though, and then probably I have nothing, right? If he plays knight f8, I'll play queen takes f5. Queen takes f5 may not be ideal. Queen takes f5, he has queen d7. Yeah, okay, he plays it. And if I play queen takes f5, queen to d7, rook h to e1. If he takes f5, knight takes, there's pressure. But if he just castles long, I have rook takes e7 because the queen is pinned. So I'm going to play queen takes f5. And if he plays queen to d7, I'm going to play rook h to e1. And there's a ton of pressure here, and he is under time pressure. You know what, Jan Ludvig? I know you think I'm not in your league blindfold chess, but the Norwegian hammer might about to be brought down. Okay, you ever seen Thor? Right? Okay, he goes queen d5. I'm going to do the same stuff. Hashtag honey badger. Okay? You take on d5, I take with the knight. You have to play something like knight to g6 to defend it. I have moves like, oh, I can't play knight e5. He'll play bishop g5 check and then castle. He gets out of it. Or can I? I'm going to pre-move knight takes f5. Okay, he didn't do it. He played knight to g6. But he's still in trouble here. Knight e5. Look at that. I'm hitting it. Oh, he has rook f8. I didn't see that, but now I have queen h5. I'm still hitting f7. He castles long. I'm just going to... Oh, wait, I have to remember now. My a2 pawn is hanging. Play king to b1 and guard it. What did he play? He played bishop d6. My queen is guarded, right? My queen is guarded on h5 by the knight. I don't know that does anything for me. I'm going to go take the pawn. Oh, no, wait. Oh, no, I just hung another piece. No, I can take his knight. He should have taken with the knight, because my pawn was pinned. He plays bishop c7 now. Do I want to bring my knight into e4? Yeah, my pawn was pinned to my rook. I don't think he saw that. I like it. King d8, yeah, you better run. I'm bringing that pony into c5, baby girl. He plays bishop c8. He's guarding things, sort of. I'll play f3. He's going to play bishop f5 and hit my queen. No, he plays rook to g8. I can play queen h7 again. Wait a second. Did he just blunder mate? I have a knight on c5. No, he has a bishop on c7. Okay, there's no mate. Oh, this is getting so tense. I think I visualized the position clearly. Queen to d6. Take. He takes. Move my knight to b3. He takes h2. Oh, he was threatening that. I didn't see that. Queen back to d3. Oh, I didn't even see that he had moved. I didn't even see that he had moved. My clock was running. Darn it. Oh, I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn't see that. Go for the b3 pawn. 'Cause I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn't see that. 'Cause I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn't see that. 'Cause I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn't see that. 'Cause I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn't see that. 'Cause I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn't see that. 'Cause I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn't see that. 'Cause I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn't see that. 'Cause I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn't see that. 'Cause I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn't see that. 'Cause I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn't see that. 'Cause I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn't see that. 'Cause I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn't see that. 'Cause I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn't see that. 'Cause I have to trade queens. Darn it. I didn I know I'm down now. I mean, I definitely blew my attack. What's he doing? I'm going to go bring the rooks to the B file. I don't even care. I wish there was some way for me to... I wish there was some way for me to get in at the king, but that's what happens when you're down 2 bishops. I'm going to go to A7. C5. Oh, my rook is hanging on A7 from his bishop on C5. Rook D6. I don't know. I can't. I've lost track of it. I thought I had some tricks. Check. I don't know. Totally just giving up things now. This is now blindfold, and I lost on time. Okay, so let's take a quick look. Let's take a quick look at what happened here. As we jump over to. Oh no, wrong way. Blindfold battles. We gotta jump over. See, I hid the board so well, I don't even remember where I had it. Okay, wow, look at that. Look at that time. Look at that time right there. Okay, so things were okay to start, right? We had a French town. I actually thought my sack was full of practical power, which is pretty much all it packed was practical power. And now he saw rook f8. I thought this was really dangerous for him, but he got out of it. Probably my best chance after rook f8 is to keep the queen on this diagonal to prevent him from castling long and getting out of the center. So from a practical perspective, that would have done me better. And now he didn't see this, but he did see it. Of course, he can't take with the knight because then I can't take. It's not mate. But taking here takes advantage of the pin. So I didn't see that properly. You guys remember I was talking about that tactic, and so that's how that broke down. Are you guys seeing this analysis? I think so. So anyway, this was still kind of fun and tricky. I brought the knight to c5, but in hindsight, you could argue that taking on e6 in the French there, I was obviously doing it for the practical pressure I was going to create, and he was under time pressure, so I really wanted to bring the hammer down. Like I said, I wanted him to feel the thunder, as Thor would say. But okay, we minimize that. We go back to the game with Jan Ludvig. Hikaru is chatting with me on Skype. Recording. We're gonna get Hikaru to throw down against Jan Ludvig or somebody in a blindfold battle. Okay, so now I'm black, and the difficulty increases playing against a very strong grandmaster. Playing against a very strong grandmaster as black is already hard. Doing so blindfolded is not g4 right away, so I can't take on e4. Is this a line? This must be some line. Well, let's let him teach us something. Let's let him teach us something. I like being taught things by grandmasters. I'm not saying that the taking is the best decision. It's certainly going to come with risk, losing time out of the opening and all that stuff. But I thought, hey, why not? Let's make him teach us. Let's have him teach us why White's initiative is so strong here for that sacrificed e4 pawn. You can't learn, you don't do things based on the fact that a stronger player said they should do it. If you don't know what to do, you calculate, you go for it, and at the very least that game becomes a stepping stone in your overall progress. Getting better, right? So if you're making decisions based on the fact that you assume your opponent has something prepared, you're making bad decisions. There you go. There's your pro tip of the day. There should be like a little thing that comes on the board. Danny's irrelevant advice of the day. Yes, that's a glass with a mustache. Hashtag you're welcome. All right, what you got, Jan Ludvig? Where you at, homie? You going to play bishop g5? I can play knight to d7. He can play knight takes d7, and if I take back with the knight, gosh, he's got a lot of pressure on e7, right? Played rook e1, but I can play e6. It's dangerous, and this is right where I want him. I want him taking unnecessary amounts of time against me because blitz is about the practical pressure you can generate as much as it is about and being comfortable with the plans in your position as much as it is about the quality of it. Okay, that doesn't mean you can't, okay, just because you're comfortable playing queen blunders doesn't mean you can blunder your queen. But within reason, you have to play quickly, you have to put pressure on your opponent, allow yourself time afterwards to review the games, see where you went wrong in the opening, use it as a stepping stone in your overall progress, but in the game, you're there to win. And I like this pawn sack. I don't know. I've never seen someone just play d4 and give up the e4 pawn. So rook e1 maybe is what he could have played there before. I'm going to play bishop e7 and castle. I'm not worried about queen b5 check because I can block on both c6 and d7. Got to stay focused here on where the pieces are so that I don't lose them later on when things get messy. That's the thing. If you lose where the pieces are, that's how blunders happen, right? Bad things happen to good people when good people play blindfold chess. Why not? I don't see any problems. Bishop g5, bishop e7. I don't see any problems. Yeah, he wants knight e4. I understand. He wants to double my pawns and all that stuff, but I think I'm going to play knight d7. If he takes, I'll take with the queen. He takes f6, I take. So again, I mean, he's getting some compensation in the form of these doubled pawns, but he's down a pawn, right? And that's a fact. So let's see. Playing quickly here. This is the key. Knight to d7. He takes with the bishop, right? Okay, so if I take with the bishop, he has knight d6, forking my queen. If I take with the knight, I don't have double pawns. But he has queen b5 check. That's his trick. Not happening. Not happening. Take with the pawn anyway. He's going to take d7, so I'll just pre-move, taking back with my queen. Keep the pressure, keep the time ticking away. He's going to go attack my queen. I'm going to put the lady on c6. I feel very clear about what this position is in my head. Queen g4, that allows f5. But he has queen to g7. Ooh, so I fork him, but then he gets queen g7. Owie. Owie. So I need to play something more accurate, something like king f8, stopping queen to g7. He plays queen f4 now. Okay, so he's threatening both queen h6 check. He's threatening both queen h6 check and the f6 pawn, and that's a really strong move by him. Darn it. Now I'm not liking this position so much anymore. Oh, I have rook g8 perhaps. And if he moves the knight, I mate him. I like rook to g8. That's called pressure, baby girl. That's on the G file. Say what? I was going to say, if he checks, should I have played rook g7? I wasn't sure, but now he plays rook up. But do I have f5? f5, queen h6 check. I move my king. He has to put the knight back on g3. I still lose the h-pawn, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play rook g6, more prophylaxis, guard f6, prepare king to g7, get those pieces coordinated. Rook f to d1. Is there threats on the d file? Not really. I'm going to play king to g7, put my king in behind. Now what I really want to do... Oh, I didn't see that. He's hitting the bishop on e7. I have to guard it with the rook coming over, but then he's got access on the 7th rank. It's very scary. He plays g3. Still, I'd like to play f5, but he has all kinds of things like queen e5 check. Now his rook is on the 7th rank. Again, I'm not happy about the rook being on the 7th rank, but for him. I need to find a good move here if I'm going to win this game. Now's the time to find a good move if I am going to win this game. h5. threatening rook g4. That's the idea. Winning a piece. He saw it. Darn it. He played knight d6. I have to take it. He takes with that rook. Okay, I have to guard. I have to be very, very careful here. What did he play? To c7. Okay, he's threatening to come in on the 7th rank, but isn't b2 hanging? I think so. Rook d to d7. I know. Where's his queen? It's on f4. He takes b7. I take c2. He takes a7. I give... Oh, I can't give check. Actually, I can't. I can give check on b1. I don't know what to do. Did I get him? I almost got him. He almost lost on time. Rook over. Where's my queen? My queen's on c1, so that doesn't work. I won! I won a game. He lost on time. I beat young Ludvig at blindfold chess. Oh, I was hanging my queen in the final position. Oh, classic. All right, let's take a look at it. I gotta reopen the... I just realized I was hanging my queen because his rook was on d7. Okay, let's bring it up so we can see the board. Yep, confirmed. I was hanging the queen on d7. Okay, so what happened here? This was a high-quality game, though, I think. I mean, he gave me the pawn, and I said, let's go, big boy, right? I don't know that White's compensation is overwhelming. Maybe knight to c6 is better than knight d7 if I'm going to get doubled pawns anyway. I'm not sure. Knight to c6 has a little bit more aggressive intentions if he doesn't trade it. But I felt like these were some accurate moves by me, honestly. This rook maneuver, preventing h6, recognizing that the only way for me to really defend against the double attack of queen h6 and the pawn was to get the rook to the g-file. That was kind of a key moment for me. And now I was expecting rook to c7, but I think he was getting nervous about tactics here, so he played g3. h5 was a good move. It threatened rook to g4, as well as had the later ideas that I had in the game. Looks like things were okay. Things were going okay here. No real blunders by either side. Perhaps after h4, perhaps the best thing I should do here was just run the c-pawn. But I'll be totally honest, I wasn't thinking like that at all. And I was focused on getting tricks against the king. So when I played queen to c1, my thought was I'm going to mate him, right? So I played rook h6. I did know that I couldn't move this rook because I would get mated. And so I was thinking, how could I get on the light squares? And that's why I made this blunder. I was thinking, how can I get on the light squares? And that's why I made this blunder. And that's how the West was won. So not really a bad game until my final blunder. But in the end, we were both under such time pressure, it's hard to really blame either one of us. But if I'm evaluating the position from like a chess perspective, probably the best thing for me to do here is to start pushing the c-pawn and see if he can make something out of these rooks, right, without leaving his king exposed. So, all right, let's get rid of the board. Oh, wow, did I just record the whole board and you guys couldn't see it? I hope not. Hope you guys could see what I was doing right there. I'm not going to be able to tell till the recording, and if so, then this is going to seem ridiculous. All right, here we go. We go again. Let's go e4 again. Let's see if he wants to play the French again. No, he doesn't. He's going to go into my wheelhouse. Going into the Scotch. That's what I'm talking about. I really hope I didn't just do all that run through the game with you guys not being able to see it, but we'll find out. Okay, he plays the Mises, but I always play this line. I always play this bishop d3 line in blitz because it leads to some sharp attacking positions, and I find that even strong players like Jan Ludvig aren't always as well prepared for it as they are on the main lines of the Mises, which of course would be e5 on move 6 instead of e5 on move 6 instead of bishop to d3. But there's a lot of theory there. I've played the Scotch for a long time. I find that most Scotch positions are just equal, right? Just because that's what it is. So playing positions that I'm confident in, I don't think it's a bad thing. And Jan Ludvig is just taking a lot of time today. I'm happy about it. I feel like for some reason I have the advantage in the beginning stages of the openings we played. As far as maybe knowledge goes, either that or I just I don't know. Whereas in the last time we played the blindfold battles, I don't think I was comfortable at all to start. But I feel pretty comfortable here. I played, you can go to my chess.com history, go to Daniel Rensch user. Okay, he goes knight to d7, and now I just castle because he's not going to take e5. Knight to g4 is the theoretically best move. Now he plays knight to c5. This is all theory, and I play knight to d2. The key is that if and when he takes on d3, I take with the pawn, and I play knight b3, bishop e3, and you sort of gang up on these dark squares here. So he goes right for it. I'm happy because I know these positions well, like from a pattern recognition standpoint, from a plan execution standpoint. This is right where I'm comfortable, and the time is making me feel better too. So he plays c5 aggressively early. It's risky because now, there's no queen a4 check or anything. I don't think. I think I just go knight to b3 anyway. And if I play bishop e3, if he goes d4 early, he's really making that c pawn backward. So he's trying to prevent me from strangling him right now on those squares. On the dark squares. So like he didn't want me to play knight b3 and bishop e3. Okay, he plays bishop f5. If bishop e3, d4, if I play bishop d2, he now wins the d3 pawn. If I play bishop f4, I think that's okay for me. I'm kind of out of the way. So he'll play d4 here, and I'm going to play bishop f4. And now I'm going to bring the rook to c1 anyway. So I've induced d4, which now makes this c5 pawn backward. So he's got, if I was going to do the visualization game, black has a7, c5, c7, d4, and then 3 pawns over here. Okay, he plays queen to d5 as his choice to defend the c5 pawn. So I can play queen to c2. He's probably going to play rook to b8. Is there any better plan? Queen to d2 isn't as aggressive on the c-pawn, but maybe I play bishop g5 in some positions, or queen a5. If queen c2, rook b8, knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes, rook takes, he gobbles up on b2, I gobble up on c7, he gobbles up on d3. I don't know what's going on there. It seems like a bit of a mess, honestly. I have an idea. I'm going to play queen to c2. And when he plays rook b8, I'm going to play rook f to d1 to guard the d3 pawn. Then, if he castles or something, rather than taking on c5, knight takes, bishop takes, rook takes b2, I get c7, he gets the a2 pawn. I think he's probably better there. I'm going to play queen to c4 and offer the queen trade. If he plays... He hasn't moved yet. So he plays rook to b8. I'm going to play rook f to d1. How else can he guard the c5 pawn? If he plays rook to b5, if I play a4, my b3 knight hangs, so I can't do that. So if rook f to d1, he plays g5. That's really aggressive. Can he do that? His bishop isn't on e7, is it? I have to go back through the notation. His bishop isn't on e7. He's just sacrificing that pawn for the counterplay. That makes sense, actually. He recognizes he's positionally worse, and he's trying to make a mess of things. But if I take g5, he's going to play rook g8, and then my bishop is pinned to the g2 pawn. And if I play f4, he plays h6, I play bishop h4, my queen on c2 guards the g2 pawn, which is a huge advantage. If I play bishop g3, he might just go for the attack anyway. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take the pawn. I'm going to call the bluff. I think he played it out of sort of, not necessarily desperation. He didn't know how else to create counterplay, and he was worried about, I think, the moves I was talking about, moves like queen c4, positionally grinding down the queen side. So I play f4 here. The key is it opened up my queen to guard g2. That's the key, everybody. And if he plays h6, do I want to play bishop f6 or bishop h4? The advantage of bishop h4 is I can bring it back to g3 and block the g file in a moment's notice. And I kind of like that idea. Bishop to f6 is like a thorny move in his side, but what? Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, that's such a strong move. If I take with the queen, I get mated. If I take with the pawn, he takes my queen. I take his queen, he takes a rook, I get a bishop. Actually, I get 1.5 million pawns for the exchange. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm getting 1.5 million pawns for the exchange. He goes for it. Yeah. Wait, I never actually played rook to c1? Oh, I never actually played rook c1? The whole time. I thought I already had my rook on c1. Oh, now I need to make... So bishop h4, rook on d1, knight on b3. He plays a5. His d4 pawn is hanging. But my b2 pawn is hanging. I want to say there has to be something kind of like nasty against his king, right? I don't even know if there is, though. I played rook takes d4. He takes on b3. Oh, he's going to play bishop c5. Okay, but I can still get out. Okay, I played bishop dac. I have a whole bunch of pawns here, everybody. I think I have a whole lot of pawns. What did he play? He played king d7. We play king f2. I have a pawn on d5 and a pawn on e5. Oh no, he plays rook b8. He's going to go after the queen side. He plays rook b5. He wants the d5 pawn. Bring the king up. Bring it up to e4. He goes back to b5. Let's bring the king in and go after the king side pawns. I'm down the exchange, but my king is active. So he goes there. Expected. I got to play g4 and g5. He plays c6. You know why? Because if I take the a5 pawn, I could have taken a5 and c7 in exchange for the b2 pawn. Darn it, I missed that. So now he's going to go for this. I'm going to play bishop c7 and play bishop d6 check. At least then I'll make the king move. Okay, he's going to sack. Can he do that? I don't know. Can he really sack? Oh, maybe he can sack. I didn't think that he could do that on d6, and then his c pawn would run. Okay, so I still get this check. King back to e8. Let's play king up. No, that was a total waste. g6. Oh. Yeah, I think he's got me now. I think I see the position really clearly. I have king here, pawn here, pawn here, pawn. He plays check. That's even better for him than what I thought he was going to do. Although, no, if he plays f takes g6, I have h6. What? King f8? Is this still good for him? I won! Oh my gosh, he lost the position and I won! Oh my gosh! I have pawn on e6, pawn on f4, pawn on h5, king on h7. He has rook on f6 and king on f8? I think that's it. Let's go see if I'm right. What's going on here? I lost. I hope you guys could still follow it. Oh, I'm right. Oh my god. He's struggling today. He's struggling to keep track of the position for whatever reason. But that was the position I thought I had. Where did it all go wrong for him, right? No, actually, I mean, okay, what am I talking about? He was winning. He was better. But this idea was really dangerous. And what's messed up by me is my biggest blindfold blunder of the day was I thought I had the rook on c1 already. Like, I was talking about my whole plan. Rook c1, queen c2, rook d1. Like, trade the queens. This is not a bad plan by me, right? I'm trying to trade the queens, assuming my rook is here. If the queens come off the board, there's no attack. His c5 pawn is really bad. But I didn't see this at all. I didn't see c4. You saw when I went for this line, I thought I had this genius idea of gobbling the pawn and then backing up. In hindsight, that means probably I lose the thread right here. Probably I should move the bishop back and then continue with the positional plan. But the truth is, I had miscalculated. I thought my rook was already on c1 because I had the execution of the plan in mind, and then I had just missed c4. But the truth is, this was never very clear. This was never very clear. Even with what happened. He has to do that, by the way, because a4, I can take it. So even with what happened, I mean, I've got a lot of pawns for the exchange, and I've got an active king, and the truth is right here was my chance. Oh, no, I couldn't take anyway because of the pawn. So I was talking about that idea, so his rook was on it. And the truth is, the biggest mistake I made, I guess, was maybe focusing over here. What if I just run? What if I play g5 and takes, and then I run the h-pawn? This was never really that simple for him. I guess that black is better with best play, but oh my god, look, we both missed this. I played g5, and we both thought his pawn was on h7. That's funny, because that was a blindfold error by both of us. Because obviously what he's doing here, he's just losing now. If I don't play h5, if I just take here, it's over. So that was a blunder. When we both played this idea, we both had this point in mind. We knew what I was trying to do, but I think we both forgot that he had played h6. So that's funny. Anyway, but then the position, and still we had forgotten, obviously by definition, because I could still take here, and I wonder what's going on in this position. Maybe he's winning, but it's crazy. And there it goes. That's how the West was won. He falls, and we rematch right now. We rematch. If I win this, I win. We're playing a best of 5 today, everybody. Just for the record, it's a best of 5. So e4, c5. He goes for the main line again. Is he going to play his bishop b5 check again? We'll see. Yep, he is. All right, let's do it again. I'll go for that line again if he wants it. He goes for it. I don't know that he's going to sack that pawn again. He castles. I'll play knight f6. Someone's texting me. Oop. I forgot I have a meeting with some chess.com people. Telling my man to start the meeting without me because I have overbooked myself. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. He plays queen e2 again. All right. I just want to see, again, I said, teach me, Grandmaster, teach me. I don't know. Was that position really that great for him? I obviously have a much better visualization of it now. And if I can get him under time pressure again, although this texting problem is the big issue, because I've already lost 30 seconds. Normally I'm going up on time. But I don't understand why he's taking so much time in the whole match. I mean, he's just been taking a lot of time. Oh. Yeah, he's shocked. Papa Bear came to play today. It's the day after my death match with Trent, and he plays knight d5. That means he doesn't even have knight to c6 anymore. I mean, he didn't play knight e5. That means I can just go knight to c6. Let's do it. It's a little bit different now, yeah? It's like, oh yeah, slightly different here. Who's better? Likely white, but prove it. All right, come on. Michael, you got to do the meeting without me. Bishop g5. Let's play bishop e7. Oh, I haven't even played e6 yet. Okay, you're losing the thread, Danny. Focus. Forget about the meeting. Okay, bishop g5. I should just play e6 again. Yeah, if he's going to take it and double the pawns, he's going to take it and double the pawns. That's life. That's life in the big city, as they say. And he goes for it. He doesn't have the knight on e5 anymore. Knight e4, what's the big deal? I played bishop e7. There's no forks. He's not right away. Okay, he plays queen e3. That makes sense. He's trying to hit the c5 pawn. Okay. If I play b6 and he plays queen h6, this is different than before. My queen's not on c6 to save me on the long diagonal. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, right? This is different than before. Should I just castle? Queen h6, king h8. No, that's horrible. I can't castle. I'm already kind of pot committed again. But if I play b6 and he plays queen h6, I'm in trouble, aren't I? I'm possibly in big, big trouble, yeah? In the big, big trouble. So I guess he's teaching me. He didn't play it as accurately last time, apparently. And he's teaching me the second time around why white has a lot of compensation in this line. Uh-oh, and we can see the difference so far in the match, right? You see the difference in terms of the time. Not happy. Okay, I got to give up the c5 pawn if he wants it, and try to play, try to simplify out the position maybe. I'm thinking Ladia de Vosum. Konsepiat. First Archist. Ошибка? Huh? Da. Нет. No, that was not a mistake by him. He's rocking my world right now. He's rocking my world. He's not happy with what's happened so far in the match. So, and I'm not even able to castle long. My king is stuck in the center. This doesn't feel good at all. In case you're wondering, hey Danny, how you feel? Doesn't feel good. That's what's going on. All right, let's play knight e5. He's going to take f6 with check. I'm going to take. He's going to take with the queen. I'm going to take f3. He's going to take back on f3 with the queen. I'm going to play rook to g8, and I'm worse. My king is in the center. Not happy town. Not happy town on time either. Okay, he hasn't moved yet. 95. I'm hoping he doesn't have anything better than that, because I don't even like that position. So if he plays something like queen g7, knight takes f3 check, g takes, rook f8, knight f6, bishop takes, queen takes. I play queen e7. Yuck. It's not going to be easy to play the position with the king in the center for the rest of the blindfold game. Okay, he goes for the line I anticipated. Take here. Put my rook on g8. Rook to g8. I need to play king e7, rook g6, and get the other rook over, I think. Rook to d3, rook to d3. Oh, he wants to double. So I have to be ready to simplify out this position. If he doubles on the d file, I play a rook a to d8. I'm sort of holding right now, right? Okay, he does it, and I do it. Let's trade. If you're going to take, I'm going to take. Pre-move. Pre-move capture. Pre-move capture. Pre-move capture. What's the position? So queen on f3, rooks on d3 and d1, king on g1, pawns h2, g2, f2, c2, b2, a2 for him, I think. I have king on e7, rooks on g8 and d8, queen on c7, pawns on h7, f7, e6, c5, b7, a7. I believe that's the position. See if I can do this. He plays h4. Play b6, I guess. Get the... Plays h5. Let's trade. Is he going to take with the queen? No, he takes with the rook. Let's offer another trade. I feel like I don't see the position that clearly enough to try to battle it out differently. If he takes, I'll take with the queen. That's not a bad idea by him driving the h-pawn. He's anticipating that my h7 pawn is weak, and then he's going to win it at some point. So he takes with the queen, and I play h6. Queen e3. I can't guard h6 anymore. Darn it. I play queen to d6. He's going to take h6. I'm going to give check, and then take on c2. He's going to play queen to g5 check, and then I have to move my king. And then he's going to play h6. I see. but I'm going to play queen e4 check. Do I have any kind of drawing chances? No, I probably don't. He plays king h2, I go back to c2. If he plays queen g7, I take f2. So it's not that simple for him. What's he do? He played queen f6. Queen f6. I gotta guard. I have to guard f7. I don't want to put my king in that checking spot, but I don't have a choice. g4, g4. Can I play queen g6 and trade? Likely not. King g3. Push c4. He's going to lose on time again. Queen d6 check. Rensch wins a best of 3, best of 5 against Grandmaster Jan Ludvig Hammer at Blindfold. He is clearly having an off day because the amount of time it took him to play these positions was just surprising to me. Last time it was like I was overwhelmed by how fast he was. And I'm really confident I see the position clearly. I have king e8, pawns f7, e6, queen on d6, pawn on c4, b7, a7, b6, a7. He has queen on f6 or g7, depending on his last move, king on g3, pawn on f2, g4, h6, pawn on b2 and a2. Let's go see if I'm right. Indeed. So I'm not sure what happened there, but I'm psyched. Yep, it's the position I thought it was, and I think I have good drawing chances. If he plays king h2, I have check here. If he plays king h3, I have queen to d1. And okay, it's about, white's better here if he can just find a way out of the checks. You know what? If he just plays f4, and then if I give check and king h4, it looks like it's getting harder and harder for me to get a draw. So now he should be able to win if I have no perpetual. So with best play, he was winning in this position similar to the game where I hung my queen. But overall, it's blitz, and it's blindfold for a reason. So I'm pretty psyched about the victory. I'm going to get to my meeting. I'm going to wish all of you a wonderful day. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow Jan Ludvig on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Peace. I hope I didn't ruin that analysis earlier, but it's too late now, so let's stop the recording.